and good evening. It is August the 7th, and it is the fourth week in the Big Brother 27 house, and we are absolutely chuffed to share that things are even out. Amy was on nobody's team, so she doesn't matter, except she does to her kids. Oh, poor Amy. But all the teams are even out because Team Gina took their first hit, and we're so excited. But first, we're going to tell you how we got there. All right, let's get into it. Okay. This is Strat Chat, arguably your favorite reality TV podcast. You can find us on all the socials at Strat Chat Pod. I am Kyle Petty, and I'm joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino, and I was supposed to say that first. We went out of order, but who cares? You already know who we are if you're here on tonight. So, we had a very exciting week in the Big Brother 27 house. We went into the week with Rylie winning HOH, so congratulations to Team John, but it quickly did not matter because Mickey invoked her power and took over the HOH with Rylie failing the interrogation. Oh, I'm actually going into everybody's episode and everybody's notes. I'm so sorry, but that's really how we set up the week, isn't it? But I guess it didn't matter for Team John, right? Because the crown stayed on that side, huh? Because isn't that all your team?
Yeah, there were two HOHs this week, and they were both on my team. Although I've told you guys that I am actively rooting for Rylie to be evicted from the house. So.
I wanted it tonight so bad.
I really thought what's funny is that one of my team members, Mickey, could have been the one that evicted one of my other team members, Rylie, and things went off the rails this week. So.
What's also interesting about the fact that you were rooting for him to go is that he has definitely gained a new fan base in the BB fandom, right? Because there is a clip that has been circulating wildly. Even people that have not watched Big Brother before have sent me clips of this. There was a moment where Rylie was speaking with Catherine, and a blanket was removed that showed Rylie's rather large package.
I did not see this.
Yeah, I didn't see this either.
Oh yeah, wow. Apparently many people want to now watch Big Brother because of what Rylie is packing. By the end of the stream, we'll try to have a some kind of a screen grab of that.
Will we?
I'm so good on that.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm going to try. I've committed to it. That's what we're doing here. And that's what I can be working on when you guys are doing your episodes. So on Sunday is how we kind of kick this week off. I believe that Gina is in charge of the Sunday episode. So we've put a couple of minutes on the clock here. We listened to your feedback from last week. 7 minutes was simply not enough. We've increased the clock to 9 minutes, and we've given everyone the option of extending by 3. After that, you're SOL. All right, we got to move on because people are 40 and a half and have to go night-night. So, Gina, tell us about Sunday and kick us off with how we got to Jimmy's grand eviction.
Okay. Well, for starters, I was very happy that we got at least a little bit of Puppet Master Ava, because we were talking on Thursday about how we didn't really get to see a lot of her influence. So for them to retroactively put some of that in and give her the credit, I was very happy to see that. But there were a lot of emotions coming on the heels of that vote, which, depending on who you listen to, were they performative or were they real? Who's to say? But it seemed that Kelley in particular took it really, really personally, to the point where she was out here canceling final twos. I don't want to work with my alliances anymore. I can't believe this is happening to me. Kelley has been driving me freaking up a wall all week.
She's so annoying. I'm going to be so honest. I find her so annoying.
Oh, dear.
Not to step on toes, but like to hear her being like, I can't believe this keeps happening to me. I get you volunteered most of the times you've been up there. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, well, except for this week with Mickey, right? I think she has literally volunteered every other week.
So that's what I'm saying. She was so upset this week, and I was like, girlie, you asked to be there.
And like, to take it even a step further, not only has she been continuing to volunteer to go on the block, but she literally said after this eviction vote that if she knew that Adrian like didn't have the votes to stay, she would have thrown the BB Blockbuster to him, leaving herself at risk of being evicted again. Like, why do you keep putting yourself in a position to potentially go home and then complain about it after?
I'm sorry. I was too busy looking for pictures to deliver on my promise. But tell me a little bit more about, like, why do we think that she volunteered this week? Because what sticks in my mind.
No, we don't. She didn't.
So she didn't. So
not in Mickey's week, but the prior week,
not
when Adrian went home.
Right. So, I think that's part of the issue here. And like, this is something I kind of did call out at the beginning of Kelley's tenure in the BB27 house, was that once you start to volunteer to be a pawn, until you go home, you're always a pawn.
Yeah.
Right. But like this particular week, she said, you know what? Can you just lay off me? It's my birthday. And I think she thought that maybe she gained some agency with some people that would have allowed this to fly. So apparently it didn't. But I just want to give her that little bit of credit, that like she thought she was a little bit better than she was. It hasn't been a cavalcade of bad business.
I'm just like the thing is, because we were still talking about Adrian being evicted, and now the aftermath of that, and it's like, if the only reason you're not willing to volunteer yourself for the block this week is because it's your birthday, like I don't know, like her game is just, I don't understand it.
Well, to be truthful, I really think it's really just a result of a girl not really knowing what the game is. Yeah, which does play just completely into everything you just said there. So I'm sorry, Kelley. I did the best I could. It's your birthday. I got nothing else.
So yeah, that's all I really had from before this competition. I did also want to note that even though Kelley has won multiple blockbusters and has won plenty of competitions, nobody wanted her on their team. So she advanced right to the next round because nobody wanted to take her.
So awkward.
But what was more awkward than that, I thought, was the Rachel Keanu, no, I want to be on your team, no, I don't want you on my team debacle.
I didn't even think that was awkward, because I'm like, this is Rachel doing her.
Oh, I was cringing.
Oh, I was cringing also too.
I was like, go for it, Rachel,
but it doesn't mean it didn't make me uncomfortable.
It made me so uncomfy.
I honestly, I loved it. I was like, all right, you're gonna publicly call out all my allies. I'm gonna latch onto you and not let you go. How about that? I didn't think it was cringy at all. I was like, fuck yeah, Rachel.
I was uncomfy.
I hear that, but it still made me uncomfortable the way that but that's why I like her, because she always makes decisions that would be uncomfortable to others, but she still goes for it. It didn't make it any less cringy for me though. I was like,
I was watching it like,
and I was like, good for you. But yeah, I couldn't.
Oh man, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
That to me was the only like notable thing during the competition. Rylie wins, woohoo, great, no one's happy about it. I did also want to say though, like Morgan, Mickey, and Ashley absolutely were named as potential nominees. So when Rylie was freaking out about how nobody said their names, yes, you did. Like it was absolutely the plan. So like that was really great. Like, because watching it back the second time, I was like, oh no, that conversation definitely did happen. Yeah. So like when it comes up again later, I was like, no, I'm watching you say it though. I'm looking at it. I'm watching it right now. It was also crazy to see Rylie expecting everybody, like expecting whoever this like secret HOH was to reveal themselves while he is throwing a temper tantrum. Like he's running around the house, throwing a shit fit, losing his mind. And he's like, just own up to it. Just tell me. I'm like, no, surely this will make somebody feel very comfortable and emboldened to tell you that it was them who ruined your HOH. Yes, no, this behavior is definitely going to have somebody admit to it.
But why would anyone ever do that? Like if I invoke the power, it's because I want to use it. And it's like if I
Right.
told you that it was me, then I can't use it. I mean, it's just the way the
And
thing
like
works.
there is a world in which I can kind of wrap my head around the logic of like, I'm gonna find out it's you anyway. However, if I admit to it, there's no point in me invoking it. Yeah, you're gonna find out it's me, but at least I'll have the power to use it. Like, I get the logic of like, well, I'm gonna find out it's you anyway, so if you own it now, it'll be less bad. But also, like, if I own it now, what was it for?
Right.
You know, I can't do anything with that.
And less bad for who? You? Because you're the dethroned one. Like it's not less bad for me. That's what I needed to happen. Like, what?
Right.
I also I wanted to provide a little bit of context from feeds because there was a conversation that didn't make the edit where Ava knew that it was Mickey, but we didn't get to see that because Ava and I think this is a part of like you're not allowed to use production as a strategy, so she couldn't really do anything about it. But Ava was talking to either Will, Keanu, somebody, like after the fact, saying, I knew it was Mickey, I just couldn't say anything, but I noticed, and this reminded me of when Shada talks about like the seating arrangements and stuff. Ava was like, I noticed that as soon as the HOH competition ended, Mickey went into the diary room without production asking for her to come in. And normally production will say like, Mickey, please report to the diary room. And then they'll like, recount their experience. But Ava noticed that Mickey went in on her own accord and she went, oh, she's invoking a power. Like she absolutely has a power and clocked it right away. So Ava's in it. Ava knows what the fuck is going on better than literally anybody in this house.
Ava Pearl, everyone.
I love Ava.
Ladies and germs.
The other really notable thing from this episode, though, was the Catherine v. Ashley v. Rachel of it all.
Oh, yeah.
This moment was wild. Because we see, like, Catherine is very confusing to me because based on the feeds, the episode, whatever, like there's a lot of inconsistency with the way that she feels towards Rylie. Sometimes she's really not about it, but sometimes she is cozying up to him. So I don't fully know where she stands. But in this moment, she was very upset because Ashley was, I guess, like not really taking this interrogation as seriously as everybody else. So Catherine starts calling Ashley out on it, and Rachel said, "Not my friend." And she went in. It was bananas to watch this.
Yeah, this was way more like awkward to me than anything like the Rachel thing and that whole HOH come. Like this was cringy to me.
Oh, this was awkward too. I was living for it though. Because you know me, I've been saying since day one, like I just don't want to see a situation where everybody's kissing Rachel's ass and like letting her kind of, I'm about to run out of time. No. But
are you invoking your extra 3?
I am. I think this is a worthy conversation point. But I've been saying since day one, like, I don't want to see this season turn into BB19. I don't want to see a situation where everybody's just kissing Rachel's ass. And there have been multiple times in this week that we have seen that happen. Like, in this very conversation, Rachel says, all right, Ashley, we're leaving. And Ashley's like, okay. And she goes with Rachel. We see later on in the veto episode that Kelley, you know, gets the chance to pick her person. And Rachel says, you're going to pick me. And she goes, yeah, okay, I'll pick Rachel. Everyone just kind of like, a lot of people just kind of jump whenever she says. So I was kind of living, like, although Catherine is kind of pissing me off at points in this season, I was kind of living for her being like, this is not a conversation between us. Like, I don't know why you're inserting yourself in this, and kind of going back at her a little bit. Like, it was fun for me.
That's an interesting point. I also just, it's interesting because I think there's sort of like a divide in the house on how to treat Rachel, I think, because while we see people like that, like following her around, kissing her ass, at the same time, was Jimmy the HOH when Amy left, right? Now Jimmy leaves when Mickey's the HOH. It's like her own allies are taking out Rachel's own numbers. So it's like...
Sure.
Yeah, it's not working out great. I mean, you think about what the vote was tonight. That's also interesting too, because Rachel was super on the outside, and something I clocked from what you said there is like, you know, Rachel said, okay, Ashley, we're done talking, let's go. And Ashley says, okay. And it's like, well, Rachel also had that little conversation with her in the hallway this evening.
That vote was crazy.
Which I can't wait to get to. Also,
I can't wait to get there.
I know, because that I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh, this is not. This is not.
Yeah,
this
we'll
is
get there. We'll get
roughly
there. We'll get there.
This is. But can we please just talk about the whole "I am sat"? That has to be said.
Sit down. I am sat.
I am sat.
And she said it was, and then Rachel tried so hard to be like, well, then you need a timeout, and it's like, no, you lost that one.
You lost.
It's too late, Rachel. Yeah.
Take your licks and hit the road. I am sat is something so I have to find to work into my daily vernacular.
I am sat.
It's so good. I am sat. Come on, Catherine.
Oh, it was brilliant.
So good. So good.
But yeah, the only other thing that I have for this episode is kind of going into the next episode. But given Riley's reaction to finding out it was Mickey, I cannot fathom how Rylie was not the main target. Even after they kind of quote unquote reconcile, I don't understand how that alone wasn't enough to be like, I gotta get this guy out of here.
I agree with that at the end of the Sunday episode, but because of the reconciliation, it's almost like you have to excuse people for having an emotional reaction to something, because I will punch you directly in the Adam's apple for a draw 4. I could really lay somebody out or something like that. So to react poorly in the moment, his apology, it does go into John's neck of the woods here, but his apology it felt really legit. It did actually feel pretty genuine to me, my opinion.
No, yeah, I think you're right about that. I felt like a lot of the reactions that Rylie had to things this week were very emotional, which kind of is funny to me because it feels like he's been targeting a lot of the women in the house, and I feel like people like Rylie will always want to say that it's the women who play emotional games and don't think and this and that, and here he is, the one that's literally flying off the handle for somebody. I think it was Ashley that actually had to say at one point, because once Rylie realized that Mickey had taken his HOH, Ashley actually had to speak up and be like, it's a game. Yeah. Guys, it's a game.
But why do we think that somebody like Rylie would be the one to say, hey, you guys are acting too emotional? I don't know that I've really necessarily seen that, other than just what I assume of him to act.
He's been saying stuff about the women on the feeds all season.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
I can't speak to anything on the feeds.
Calling that, specifically referring.
I only know bits and pieces.
Yeah, specifically referring to to Morgan, Mickey, Ashley, that specific group. And even probably Rachel at times, as bitches and motherfuckers, and I'm gonna cut their heads off and blah blah blah, and it's just very weird, aggressive things about all the women in the house. But people like Keanu and Zach and Vince and whatever, super cool with, even if they haven't always worked with him at times. I actually thought it was interesting in the Sunday episode too that Zach was actually trying to throw Rylie off because he wanted Mickey to be the HOH over Rylie. I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick before we get into the Wednesday jumbo episode. All of a sudden, Google Gemini lit up, and it's I don't know what I said that got you going, but before we go too much further, I want to remind people that voting is open for Julie Judgment this evening. This is what she wore. It looks like a very, very tight split decision. If you're in the comments, you can use hashtag hot, not, or tepid to get your vote in. You can scan the QR code featuring our queen's face to get your vote in as well. Or you can hop on to the Strat Chat Pod Twitter and you can give it a little clickies to get your vote in. Discussing this towards the end of the stream tonight. Okay, just a little plug there. So you know what, John, you've got the floor. You've got this jumbo episode, 90 minutes of veto fun, and I already know we're going to need an extension here, but we will start with the 9 minutes, and you have the floor, sir.
Okay. So there were some interesting things at the start of this episode. Obviously, we kicked off with the same sort of Mickey, Rylie tension going back and forth. Rylie yelling at her, cursing at her, saying that she lied straight to his face, even though this power literally requires you to lie to the person. That's the game that we're playing. Like, if he's able to guess during his interrogation who it is, then you didn't do a good enough job of lying. So good job on Mickey.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny, just Rylie claim, because he has claimed to be like a big Big Brother fan that's watched a lot of these seasons, even seasons where other HOHs have had their reigns taken, their power stolen away. And he literally was like, in a DR, was like, I don't know if I'm the first HOH to have his power stolen, but it really pissed me off.
It happened last season.
Yeah. And he claimed that BB26 was one of his favorite seasons. And he also claimed that BB11 was one of his favorite seasons, which is when we had the coup d'etat power that was used that took all the HOH's power away. So you're saying that there are
Jeff
seasons
call it, though? What did Jeff call it? The coup d'etat.
Yeah. But so you're claiming that you like are a huge fan of this game, naming seasons where HOHs have lost their power, and then you're still throwing a tantrum that you're the only person this has ever happened to, and it's so unfair, and blah blah blah.
I forgot he said that.
Yeah,
I don't think this has ever happened before. I'm like, ooh, girl.
I know.
It happened
I know.
365 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I think it was also, wasn't it also week 4? I think Angela's HOH was week 4, and then Quinn used the power. This would be the same.
I don't remember what week, but
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
Lion. Yeah.
I wrote a note here. It's not that important, but Catherine apparently said that Rylie is the epitome of a beautiful soul, and I just wrote yuck.
That's end of note.
Yeah. What did you think about now Mickey coming after the fact and explaining to Jimmy and Rachel why she hadn't told them about the power earlier? Like, she was trying to say she didn't want them to have to lie for her. Jimmy was obviously still pissed. And I do think this feeds a little bit into what I'm going to say by the end of this episode with when Jimmy ends up going up. And it seems like Mickey not being willing to give Jimmy the benefit of the doubt, where like she has been sneaky against her own alliance, and other people that she's worked with have also like done things that were sneaky. Like, it seems like Jimmy's the one that doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, but Mickey does the same for everything else.
I'm sorry, because I made that mistake. I actually missed the back end of what you said there.
So basically Mickey hadn't told Jimmy about her power. She told Rachel at some point before everything happened, but she didn't tell Jimmy about it until after. And then she tried to explain to Jimmy and Rachel, like, this is the reason why I didn't tell you sooner. And Jimmy was still very pissed. And then we'll talk about the other stuff with Jimmy and everything later, but just the fact that she didn't tell Jimmy about it or Rachel until very, very late. Did you think that was like stupid to not tell her allies about it? Would you have done the same?
I don't know. I actually think I would have done the same. I'd be so nervous to tell anybody about this because of the nature of it. Like, how can I really be sure that it wasn't like this was something that really, really had to be a secret in order for it to be properly like invoked. And I think that would make me super nervous, especially at week 4, which technically for them was really week 3.
Right.
Not enough foundation there to be quiet. Well, to share rather.
Yeah. No, I agree. I probably would have done the same. But all right, so they start talking about who they want to potentially nominate for the week. We have Ashley, Jimmy, and Rachel all talking. Mickey initially says Keanu, Kelley, and Catherine, maybe Rylie, which I don't know, again, to Gina's point, why Rylie wasn't the first name listed right there. But those are the 4 people who voted to evict Will and try to save Adrian in the previous eviction vote. So it makes sense that those would be the 4 names. I just don't get why Rylie wouldn't be public enemy number 1. So this is where we get the whole conversation then after about Kelley saying she'd love a week off from the block for her birthday. And we see her make a deal with Mickey that if Mickey doesn't nominate her and Kelley gets picked to play in the veto and wins, she will not use it. She will respect Mickey's HOH and keep the noms the same. So maybe a little hope for Kelley avoiding the block on her birthday. But soon after this, we had a conversation. Mickey got her HOH room. We saw Rylie stay behind, gave her a nice embrace, a hug. They kind of made up, and Rylie was very emotional and crying. And Mickey starts to now tell him, I might put you up as a pawn, specifically because I want you to beat Keanu. I think you could beat him in a comp, so that's what I'm trying to do here. And I feel like at this point, I guess, I don't know, Rylie probably just couldn't set. I mean, what are you going to do at this point, right? Like, you kind of just had to play ball with it. Like, you couldn't fight back against it. Like, right? He has no position to do so.
Yeah, I guess not.
You've already gone the route of, like, I'm mad at you. I'm going to curse you out for stealing my HOH. Like, now I'm going to push back on you because you're telling me you want to put me up as a pawn. Like, I can't really argue with that, right? Like,
I mean, I guess you could try to say something to maybe change her mind, to not think that you are someone that should be a pawn. Because I think the underlying thing here is that if you're a pawn, then you're kind of removable to my game. So if you could have at least shown that, like, you had some value, then I guess there is something you could say, because you hadn't actually put her up yet. So it's not like the counter argument could be, oh, well, I meant nothing to yours, you mean nothing to me. We didn't get that far.
Yeah. It was just funny. I felt like there was a period during this week where I was really getting annoyed too, because I felt like Riley's been so loud and like aggressive at times in this season, and then as soon as like something bad happened to him in the game, he was sulking for days, and everybody was like coddling him and trying to be like, oh, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I'm just like, this guy's been cursing everybody out for weeks. Like, all of a sudden we feel bad.
He was just throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, like
quite literally, yes.
Right. But Mickey, you know, she obviously ends up nominating Rylie and Kelley with Keanu. The thought process here on Mickey's part was Riley's up there to beat Keanu in a physical comp. Kelley's up there to beat Keanu in a mental comp. We then saw this funny thing that I thought was funny. Rylie tells Mickey that if he wins POV, he's not going to use it because he doesn't want Catherine to be at risk at all, potentially. But then Mickey has the audacity to go to Kelley and ask her not to use the POV on herself if she wins it. And Kelley says, that was not the deal we made. The deal was, you don't put me up. If I win, I won't use it. Not, now you get to put me up and I still won't use it anyway. Yeah. That wasn't the deal.
Yeah, I know. Mickey more and more is looking like a mess to me, like a whole mess.
This is a bad week for her. No, like, but even like, because you know, I was saying before, like, tonight's episode wasn't a super accurate one. Like, Mickey's been messy.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitter, and I haven't really been watching the feeds, but people have really been like very unimpressed by Miss Mickey.
Yeah, no, there was like, I was watching the feeds a little bit last night, and there was a conversation. There was a point where Ashley and Will were in the HOH room with Mickey, and I'm literally sitting there like, Mickey, what the hell are you even talking about right now? She was like blowing up on Ashley for something that happened, and I'm just like, you're pissing off all your allies. Like, what are you doing right now?
I was watching earlier this morning the live feed update with Taryn, and he had Asia on, who was on Survivor a couple seasons ago, and the way that she worded it is like the perfect way to say it, where like, this season, we haven't really had an HOH with HOH-itis. Like, Vince was honestly kind of fine. Jimmy was, like, less messy than we all kind of, like, thought he was going to be. Mickey is now the one that is, like, kind of claiming HOH-itis. And it's, like, really getting to her head. And she's really been on one.
I just don't. Yeah. I don't have that much more. I bet 3 minutes would be fine.
Okay.
He almost gave you a full 9.
No, I was.
Well, last time I think we did 7 and 7 last time. All right, so we picked veto players: Mickey, Keanu, Kelley, Rylie, obviously up there. Rachel, chosen by Kelley, and then Morgan picked. This veto comp was flee the scene. The goal here was to get down your pathway here, step on only the green squares, and avoid all the red squares. And Keanu wins again, his third veto win. It's just funny because I feel like they all went into this one being like, oh, it's 5-on-1 against Keanu. But when it's a knockout thing like this, like you can't really compete like 5 against 1. It's like, because Rachel's taking out Morgan, like people that are allies trying to get Keanu out. Like if they're taking each other out, then it's not going to work, your plan. So we have to put some credit
to Keanu here, because first of all, I want to also call out the fact that there was some production potential manipulation here. You know, you had one set of this bracket setup where there was like a bye and you get to skip things and go right towards the next round. And of course, Rachel ends up in that little segment. Like, what is that?
Yeah, she had the fastest time apparently.
Yeah, but she gets to skip a whole like round. If there's any skipping that's involved, it should not be this week for this competition to show up. Save it for later, where we don't have something like that going on. Save it for a live HOH. Save it for anything else. But that was completely inappropriate. But the fact that Keanu crushed it every single time, that really does deserve like some credit. He was cool, calm, and collected, and just got it done.
Yeah, no, he's been impressive. He definitely has been. You got to give him. I think he's not necessarily the respect on his name. I don't think he's necessarily the smartest player when it comes to strategy and things, but like he wins when he needs to. So as a result of his win, he takes himself down. Obviously, this is making Catherine and Rylie nervous that Catherine might be put up, but apparently, you would think that's a good move to put up the showmans. But apparently Mickey's not even thinking about nominating Catherine. Rachel suggests Vince, and people seem interested in that. But after having a conversation with Mickey, Vince immediately knows I'm in trouble and now goes to the HOH room, has a conversation with Mickey, Morgan, and Zach, talking about how Jimmy's actually like really cool with Keanu, who was your target this week, Mickey. And not only that, but Jimmy formed a 4-person alliance with me, Keanu, and Kelley. And now this sets everything off. So it means that, of course, everything changes, right? My target's down. I'm getting this information about Jimmy. They pull up Jimmy to the HOH room. They tell him he's going up on the block as a replacement nom. And that's where we ended up. Jimmy, Kelley.
Keeps going.
Jimmy, Kelley, and Rylie on the block at the end of this episode. I guess the only other thing I was going to say was just that it feels weird to me, and you guys might have a completely different opinion. I just feel like, we've seen other examples, right? Mickey keeping the power from Jimmy, Morgan forming a whole separate final 3 with Vince and Zach that Mickey knows about, but just giving Morgan the benefit of the doubt about that, right? Like the fact that this whole thing with Rylie blew up. And I feel like Mickey gives other people like the benefit of the doubt and second chances. But then when it comes to like Jimmy, you didn't really do the same thing, like to the point where like you didn't even give him a chance. Like you didn't even say like, let me go have a conversation with Jimmy and try to like confirm this before I make this move or something. Like, because in the next episode, tonight's episode, it felt like they had that conversation, and it's like if you had done this before the eviction, like before the actual nomination, this may have gone very differently. But instead, they chose. We saw it in the episode. It was like 10 minutes before the veto ceremony. They're pulling them up, just being like, "Oh, by the way, you're going up." And it's like, well, why? Who told you this? Like what am I doing? Like, what did I do? Like, have a conversation first. Like, yeah. And now you're. So that's all.
The only thing is, though, like, I mean, there's nothing about Jimmy's game that I think anyone can trust. You started at the beginning of this whole thing with, like, how much you had to get Rachel out. Rachel. Why would we keep her around? And then all of a sudden, you're best friends, and you're hugging each other, and you're crying together, and it's like, there is absolutely nothing about Jimmy's game that would ever make me trust him if I was in it with him.
I do agree with that. I just think there would be more people that I'd be scared of before him. Because I feel like, is it going to come down to like I don't know how this week is going to play out, like how Mickey's game will be affected, but like it could very well come to a point where 2 weeks from now Mickey's like, damn, I'm on the block, and I bet I would have had Jimmy's vote, like, and I guess that's true of anything, but like,
Yeah, no, I don't actually disagree with that, because I also think that the issue here with this move is that while I may not necessarily trust everything that Jimmy's doing, like if I were playing with Mickey, I now wouldn't be sure if I could trust her either.
Right.
Like, what happens the next time she gets some power? And it's like, are you going to do me like you did Jimmy?
Right.
How public is this triple threat alliance, and how public did Morgan maybe make it? Like,
Right.
Morgan makes me nervous.
I know. Morgan has been driving me. She's been driving me insane. Like even that conversation that her and Mickey were having, where like, Mickey was like, Morgan was like, no, don't put up Vince. That really hurts my game. And Mickey's being like, but that's not good for my game. Like, and she was like, if you're like fighting so hard to keep Vince, it makes me feel like you guys are a pair. And like, what if you're working more closely with them than you are with me? But like, she's willing to give Morgan that benefit of the doubt, but not Jimmy. That's what like confuses me about Mickey's gameplay a little bit.
I was actually going a different route. But I hear what you're saying. Morgan makes me nervous as a viewer. If I was playing with her, but I think we know a little bit more about her than others do, right? Because we do know that she's a gamer. So there's a side of her that I'm just like, I don't really trust a lot of what she says. And not because I think she's like dishonest or something, but because I could see her seeing the value in betraying someone. So that makes me nervous with her because I really don't feel like I could predict her movements. I think she is one of the more capable of separating relationship from game, and that would make me nervous about her.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would have that same view if I didn't know she was a gamer and didn't pride herself so much on that.
Sure.
Like, what does she tell? What did she say that she was to everybody else?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you remember?
I know. I think she said a model. She definitely told them a model. I think.
Okay.
I don't know if she mentioned anything else. Morgan's. You know what though? I picked Morgan because she's a gamer, a former D1 athlete. I thought she was gonna have a good social game, and like her social game is probably okay. But like, you're a gamer and a D1 athlete. You haven't won a single competition yet. So I really hope you're throwing these things because
maybe some of that is intentional because like then there's a lot of flip-floppiness in this house. So.
I mean, again, to be fair, like comparing D1 athletes to these carnival games is like not necessarily a fair comparison, but I see the point.
I guess that's also fair. One thing that we didn't discuss, we might as well just do it because there's not much to talk about from the eviction episode other than the vote. But I want to talk a little bit about Keanu and the response to his veto.
Yes, this was the only other thing.
I'm so glad that this got circled back to. Yeah.
Yes, because like it was very, very lackluster, and everyone wanted to get on him for his response to Ava, and it's like, well, I think that was well deserved. How would you feel if you were standing there and no one claps for you at all? Absolutely nothing happens. I don't even remember what he said, but I didn't even find it to be that offensive.
He said,
like, I believe you have a prompt.
Yeah, he said, I believe you have a prompt. Yes. And she was like, a prompt?
Exactly. Don't talk to me like that. And I'm like, what is all of this? It's like, I think that's like way ridiculous. And it's like, if that was me in Keanu's spot, you would have gotten a lot worse. And I believe you have a prompt.
I do wonder though, like, just because we talk about production all the time. Like, how much did production play with this? Because
it definitely looked
right when Ava went to the DR too. She was like, I was about to give you like a huge congratulations, and you like jumped on me saying I believe you have a prompt. I'm like,
I don't know about that though. You're about to give the whole congratulations. Like any other comp ends and there's immediate applause. Even if production like lengthen this somehow to have like loop and like let the crickets go off or whatever, like that's certainly possible. But the fact that
it kind of look like they maybe like cut in previous round wins and like made it look like no one was saying.
You think so?
Like, it looked a little
because Keanu was also like he started crying and like was like very apologetic after the competition too. Like went into Ava and was like, "I'm so sorry. Of all people in this house, you don't deserve that." Like. So I don't know. It could definitely have been played with.
I think production definitely played with it a little. I do also think like, while I do agree with you, like it was kind of like a douchey thing to say. Like I agree. However, Ava's response was so blown out of proportion. Like she went right to like, you think because I dress like this, you can talk to me however you want to, and it's like, Ava, what?
Who said
Girl, I
anything
love
about
you,
that?
but what are you talking about?
It's like I feel like you're bringing a lot of baggage to this veto comp,
Said
and you
Long
weren't even
Island's
really
gonna
in
come out,
it.
and I was like, Ava.
And it's like the Long Island is going to come out. Please, I don't actually want to see the Long Island come out of you because Long Island is pretty disgusting. If we're going to be honest, like please,
Yeah, we don't claim her.
Exactly. Ooh. Like please, please don't do that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I do still think that the reception to Keanu's win was lackluster. Like at some point, like you can't completely cover that up. So I do think that it's like somewhere in the middle. I think that people were pissed. Some people were pissed. Some people were probably just like shocked. And then you just had like Ava there, like, what?
Yeah, I can't imagine he would have said that completely out of nowhere. It was like a little bit out of pocket, but the response to it was more out of pocket, I think.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. It really bothered me. And the way that it looked to me, I was like, I don't know what you expected from this man. Like, I would have been pretty upset too. And it makes me root for him more, which then also leads me to believe that maybe production did do that on purpose because, like,
it didn't feel organic. Yeah.
Okay, I would have to give that another gander to kind of see how that was edited. Because looking at it to me, it didn't feel good. Because I still don't understand the full reason why we don't like him. I understand that he apparently follows people around more than they want to, but like a lot of people have done that before too. So
I think he's just kind of cocky, and people don't really respond well to that.
I think so too.
I mean, cockier than like a Rachel, who's like, I'm the queen. Like,
yeah, but Rachel's
stuff. Like,
Rachel's been on. She's been on multiple seasons of
no,
reality
right,
TV,
but that's
though,
because we love her. But it's like somebody who is not familiar with her, like you would not be annoyed.
Oh,
by some of
sure.
the things she says. And
it's people are. People definitely. Social media was.
It's like so
social
like
media was
what else
ablaze
is it?
with the like hanging on Keanu. I'm on your team now. Like people did not like Rachel for that. Like people.
Well, that's what I mean. There's got to be a little bit more with the Keanu thing.
I guess to me, like Rachel has played now Big Brother 3 times, right? She's been on other shows, like she's done other things. Like I feel like we might be having the same conversation about Rachel if we were 4 weeks into her very first season.
All right,
on
so
Big Brother.
let's take Rachel out of it. I don't think that Keanu has been any more cocky than some other people that didn't catch as much heat. Put it that way. Take Rachel out.
And I do think that's probably fair. I guess, and not that we necessarily agree that the house should be blowing this out of proportion so much, because like we've talked about this and we know that like this is the object of the game is to eliminate everybody else and win. But we even saw it today during Keanu's apology to Ava. She said like, well, only one of us in this room told the entire house they were going to pick everyone off one by one. Like people are still harping on that. Yeah, they're still harping on that. So I feel like it's not that it's necessarily fair or warranted, but I feel like Keanu has gained a reputation in the house of being like, it's me against the world. I'm not working with anybody. I'm going to take everybody out, and I'm going to keep coming out with these big blow-ups. I'm going to tell you I'm taking you out. I'm going to tell you you have a prompt. I'm going to tell you this. And I think that has just rubbed people the wrong way, where it's taken on like a life of its own almost.
Yeah, I just think that's a little ridiculous. It's like that's literally why we're all here. Like maybe you don't vocalize.
I don't know why they latch onto that so much.
Like exactly, like let it go. Let it go. That's what you're all doing. You're not here. Like this is not summer camp. This is not the YMCA.
The YMCA.
I wanted Gina to go, not the YMCA. All right. Well, then that's that. I mean, what happened in this eviction episode? Nothing really, really like I think earth-shattering that we haven't already kind of touched on. The Blockbuster comp I actually thought was pretty fun. This felt like a larger size Survivor comp, but also made easy enough to be done in a finite amount of time.
The one time I was rooting for Jimmy to win a competition.
I can't say that I was rooting for Jimmy. I was actually rooting for Kelley in this one. Also because she was on the purple slot. That really speaks to me. And it's like, of course, like my girl wins on purple.
I was rooting for Jimmy because Jimmy seemed to be the main target going into eviction. And if he was taken out, I thought that might open the floor for maybe a Rylie eviction. And I said, I would like that more, I think.
So you weren't rooting for Jimmy because he was your number one pick.
No, I was not. No, I was not.
That had nothing to do with it. I'm not really sure if that's completely accurate. I would challenge that a wee bit.
You underestimate how much I don't like Rylie.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you, as the person with Rylie on his team, I actually was rooting for Jimmy in this BB Blockbuster as well.
Wow!
Because I kind of want Rylie to leave. I don't really care for Kelley's complaining about being on the block every time she volunteers to go up, and I thought it would have been really fun to now see a week coming up where Jimmy could potentially be an HOH, where now Jimmy and Rachel are pissed off at Mickey and Morgan, and like, what's going to happen with this new rivalry now all of a sudden? I'm like, that could be very exciting. So that's why I was hoping for a Jimmy win, but
well, we didn't get it. We didn't get it.
I'm still thrilled for Gina to take her first hit, by the way. So thrilled.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm definitely not nearly as excited about my number one pick this season as I was last season. How the Mighty Have Fallen.
Who was your number one pick last year? Was that Quinn?
Quinn.
I wasn't sure if he was 1 or 2. I'm sorry.
Oh, he was definitely number one.
Losing team that well.
How dare you not remember that I rushed to get my little gremlin boy on my team?
My little gremlin boy. I feel like if Gina and Quinn ever actually got married, like during their vows, Gina would be like, "I take you, my little gremlin boy," like on the altar, like.
I will say, I said that I clipped a moment of me saying that once, and he saw it and commented on it and said, "Sick, nasty little gremlin boy is the best compliment I have ever received." So, that's that.
We're acting as if we're planting some seeds, for Gina to meet the love of her life. But in the reality of the situation is, if Quinn showed up at like one of those premiere parties that we like to go to, Gina would not even approach the man.
He'd be here, and I would be all the way over there.
I'm like, Gina, let's go. I can't do it. I can't. I'm
scared.
So I don't know about all this. I don't know, but I would love to see it. I definitely want to be there when that does happen, because one of these days Quinn is going to come to New York, especially as his star continues to fall, because the further this season goes, the less important the people last year were, except for Chelsea and Mackenzie.
I agree with that.
Come on. We state facts here. Listen,
the way this season is going, all I can think about is how much more I liked last year's cast than this year's cast. So
honestly, that's fair too. Actually,
that's also fair. Because I would still be more excited to see Tucker than I would be anyone that's left so far.
This season coming at the heels of last season is so crazy, because that really was like the most likable cast, like completely, that I think I've ever watched. And this, I'm not endeared to most people on this.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say I'm unendeared though.
I just feel like I somehow am at a point. We're 4 weeks in, and somehow the only person that I still like on my team is Will.
Damn. Wait, so let's get into the teams, because we definitely we've basically already begun that. So we can start with Team Gina, because she's the person who lost someone tonight. Jimmy's gone. We don't really have to get into that. So how are we feeling about Catherine these days? Catherine.
I can't decide. Like, her connection to Rylie is definitely knocking her down a few pegs for me. But again, like, I haven't been genuine? That's the thing, because I haven't been as tuned into the feeds as some people, but like, it seems like there is a bit of like production interference of like trying to create a showmance where maybe there isn't one. I saw a lot of people on Blue Sky in tonight's episode talking about like that moment where Rylie was like, I was about to kiss her, and then Ava was on the thing, and that's the only reason why I didn't. And everybody was like, well, no, he did try to kiss her, and she pushed him away and said she didn't want to multiple times. So like, it's hard to really say, because she has been flip-flopping between like cuddling up to him and then also like not being about it. So I don't fully know where she stands with him, if I can be honest.
Yeah, I saw some things. I don't know, was it like from an official account? I just saw some things retweeted and stuff, but like apparently Catherine's mom was like, this boy will never be my son-in-law.
Oh, I did not see that.
She's like, this is absolutely not Catherine's type.
Good for Mom.
So, yeah, but mom could also be wrong. That doesn't necessarily, and it may not have been Mom. This is just something I saw reposted. Sure. I don't know what that was, but there is that, and it's like when you take that and you couple it with everything you just said there. It's like maybe Catherine is making a game move because she knows that she's.
I respect that a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't decide how I feel about her. I'm very
we'll
up
never
in the
get
air
to see
on
those
right
things because production does want this to be a showman's.
Yeah.
So even if she's saying those things in the DR, we're not going to be privy to
right.
That information. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Cat.
Yeah. I don't totally dislike Catherine, but I am disappointed in her game. I thought she was going to be playing a totally different game, so whatever.
I mean, it is still early. I right now really, I'm not really. I can't decide how to feel about her.
So dismissive. I thought she was going to be playing a different game, but she's not. So whatever. Sorry, girl. How do we feel about Vince? I don't like him.
See,
well, Vince we know that the mustache, right?
I will say Vince has been winning me over a little bit as the season progresses. A little. He's getting there. He's getting on my good side.
I just think he sucks.
See,
oh,
sorry. Go ahead. I'm stepping right on your.
I was just gonna say, in the very beginning, he really he was one of the people being like, I'm a super fan. I love this show, and seemed to not really know what the hell was going on at literally any point. But I will say, this week more in particular, he does seem to be kind of finding his footing a little bit and getting a little bit more agency and understanding how to leverage his positioning and leverage his relationships with other people to try to get people on his side and to kind of formulate plans. He's definitely learning as he goes and getting a little bit smarter in the way that he's approaching these game conversations. So he's on a track to win me over. I'm optimistic about him right now.
All right.
I actually have a little bit of the opposite take.
Oh, okay.
That's why we're here.
Well, just because I felt like I still like Vince. I still like him now. And I do think he's playing a somewhat decent game, but I felt like he started to get clocked this week a little bit. Rachel bringing his name up, other people kind of I felt like he was even though he was a little messy, we were talking about, right? He promised all the veto players that he would take them off the block if he won. He promised the HOH he wouldn't take anyone off the block if he won. It's he made all these promises. It seems like he's making all these deals with people. But it seemed like, for the most part, he was doing a very good job of kind of keeping all that hidden. And then it felt like this week, all of a sudden, we had multiple people being well, what about Vince? And I wonder if after what the events of this week, I don't know if that will get better for him now that somebody like Jimmy is gone, and maybe it weakens that side of the house. But I feel like all of a sudden there's a lot more people saying Vince's name than there were a week or two ago. So,
and I think that now that Rachel has kind of rung the Vince bell, I think he's got a problem because Rachel knows better than to just switch up. She rang that bell in front of too many people. She's going to have to continue ringing it.
Right.
Unless something
he definitely has been
goes back to the Keanu thing.
I don't remember who it was that he was talking to, but he is looking to kind of target Rachel sooner rather than later. It's something that he has said.
Yeah, the next week or two for Vince, I think, are very crucial. And you know what? He still is capable of digging himself out of any hole that he might be in, because I feel like for a split second there, it looked like Vince was for sure going to be the replacement nom and would for sure become the new target. And then he was the one that went up to the HOH room and convinced Mickey to put up one of her own allies and Jimmy and send him packing. So Vince can clearly still wiggle his way out of trouble if he needs to. I don't know if that'll continue, but he has shown the ability to do so far.
I guess we'll see. Thoughts on Zach?
All I'm really seeing from Zach makes me feel like he came here to play Love Island. I just don't really I just feel like I so rarely see a lot of strategy from him. But again, I'm not as tuned into feeds as everybody else, so I don't know if maybe there are things I have missed.
No, I think
am not really seeing a ton.
And Nah, I would agree with that, and I actually would put Lauren in the same boat, even though she has watched this show and she says she's a super fan. I'm not really seeing super fan behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like your team's interesting to me.
I think Zach is playing a little bit of a better game than we realize.
Jesse Michael. You think who's playing a better game?
I actually think Zach is playing a little bit better of a game than we
Really?
realize.
I would like for that to be true because he's got a fantastic
well,
but tell us.
Yeah, well, here's
I'm not
my
ready to
thought.
see that go dancing on them little balance beams. Come on, boy.
Oh my god.
Here's my thought process on why I feel this way about Zach, and why I actually think that he might be playing the best game of anyone on Gina's team. Because and this is why I feel this way. Because I feel like what we've gotten for the most part is that he's just trying to get into this showmance with Lauren. He's been on that side, kind of on the opposite side of the house as Mickey, but still somehow is in like this 3-person alliance with Morgan, who is Mickey's number one, and Vince, right? Even the fact that this week when Mickey was trying to use her power, he was trying to throw Rylie off by saying it was Ashley. Like, he's thinking about the game a little bit, I think, more than he's letting on. Like, I don't know. I think there's something about Zach that there's more to his game than like we're actually like realizing. And maybe some of that is like the editing and production, but just the fact that like Morgan's been in love with him this whole time. He's not interested in a showmance with her, but is still like, she is still so ready to like work with him. And then he's still got Lauren in his pocket. And then he's pulling moves. Like, I would have thought he'd be working with Rylie and want him to be HOH, but he's actually working against Rylie and putting Mickey into power. Right. Like for all we know, Zach could have been the deciding factor of being like, no, like because I think Zach was the one that was next to Mickey when she actually got the power. And Zach could have been like, during that competition, I was right next to Mickey when she got it. And instead, he's thinking ahead, being like, no. I'm actually going to make sure that Rylie loses this power and throw him on the scent of Ashley. So I think there are parts of Zach's game that like he's playing a little bit more than we actually see from like edits per se or things like that.
Yeah, I wish I had more context from feeds of like what he's really been doing behind the scenes. I'm not as privy to Zach's game as I am to other people's.
I mean, I guess we will continue to see as the numbers start to dwindle. We're going to get to see a little bit more of what he's doing, even in the episodes. So even if we're not being proper feeders, we will start to see a little more. So, all right, I guess maybe more to come from Mr. Zach. Lauren, I mean, no notes.
So Lauren, you can spin it as like she's playing it safe, but the problem that I have with Lauren is that she is not really giving any opinions on anything to anyone. Like, anytime that she has been asked, what do you think we should do? What do you think the best move forward is? Where do you want to vote? She's like, oh, hold on, let me talk to so-and-so. And she needs to like confirm with somebody else to find out what everybody else's opinion is, to then figure out what her opinion is. And that is not vibing with me. Like, I get that it's early on in the game, but like at this point, you need to have some idea of what you want to be doing. Like, you've already won an HOH.
Yeah, This is crazy. It's like Vince won the first HOH. I remember that week, right? Like Jimmy won the next HOH. I remember that week. Mickey won the HOH this week, or stole it from Rylie. I remember this week. Lauren also won an HOH in there, and yet it somehow doesn't feel like she's actually won anything. It's like she was non-existent before she won HOH. She had some power, and then now like she's like faded into the background again. It's like,
yeah, she is failing to make an impact.
Like, it's just very bizarre.
She's just like, I'm cool with whatever everybody else wants, and it's like, this is not the game to be a passive person in. Like, you really need to like be an active participant in this.
But could it be a winning strategy if she doesn't start to do anything until like post-jury?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's playing it safe, which like isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's so frustrating to watch her just defer to whoever the loudest person in the room is. It's like, you have to have some, like, if that's the kind of game that you're playing, you can't be winning HOHs week 3. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I wish that like it just doesn't feel like she gives us a lot, right? Like, I know, like, I feel like the only memorable thing from her this week was that she hosted that competition. What was it? The HOH comp? Because I remember her in that costume. But like other than that, I can't remember like a single Lauren like DR this week.
I feel like we didn't really get one.
Yeah, or anything that she was involved in at all. All I remember is that in that first episode, she was the host and she was wearing a circus costume. And other than that, it's like Lauren wasn't even in the house this week.
Shallow impact.
Sorry, girl.
But I'm not mad at it because a couple weeks from now, it could be interesting. Maybe she'll be in the middle of everything. Who knows?
It could be. So your number one selection was Morgan. I feel like we kind of touched on her a little bit. I feel like we feel pretty good about her now.
I mean, yeah, I still like Morgan. I'm hoping for more later on.
I just have a little bit more chutzpah.
No, I just feel like Morgan's been a lot sloppier than I expected, and I just feel like she hasn't won anything at all. It just feels like she's been a little sloppy socially. Like she still seems like she's in a decent spot. I don't know. Just hasn't been everything I've hoped for so far, you know?
I think she's doing pretty well. I mean, she's kind of like she's navigating all these little moves and things that she is benefiting from, but no one's making it. She kind of makes it as if she didn't make these decisions. If it wasn't for her support, this Jimmy thing wouldn't have happened.
Right, but I don't know if the Jimmy thing happening is good for her.
Well, I mean, why not? Because it does put some distrust in the Mickey thing. Mickey might have enough that you can kind of like hide behind her a little bit. She's kind of made a shield out of her alliance member.
No, that's true. That's true. I feel like Mickey, everybody knows that Mickey and Morgan are very close. Like I kind of feel like people think this was like kind of a joint decision. And we saw in this episode tonight, right? We kicked off with like Ashley, Ava, Will, Rachel, like all talking about how this was such a stupid move. And that's 4 people right there that were all working with you before you made this move. And now potentially they're not. And like how, like we saw the way that Vince. Well,
what do you think about that when you look at the vote though? Because it was only Rachel and Ashley that voted for Kelley to go, and they almost like all kind of rallied behind the Jimmy thing. So
right, but that's because
that came from.
I kind of think that's because though, like Morgan and Mickey kind of got played. Like seeing the way that like Vince and Zach were celebrating, like I can't believe she did that. She actually put up Jimmy. Like how trustworthy, how reliable are these? If you're gonna cast off people like Jimmy and Will and Ava and Ashley, right, in favor of putting, like if you're gonna put Jimmy up now. How reliable do you think that people like Vince and Zach are, or Rylie even now that he's no longer in danger? And like, do you really feel like those are like reliable allies now that you've pissed off all your old allies? Like, I don't know. I feel like before you had some very good protection, both Mickey and Morgan, and now it's like you pissed off all the people that you were working with in favor of people that you weren't really working with, hoping that now this might put you in a better spot. But like and maybe it'll pay off for them, maybe. But I feel like why take this huge risk when you already had numbers working with you?
Yes, and I think that it really all comes down to how much is this viewed as Mickey's decision or Mickey and Morgan's decision? Because if Morgan can hide behind this being Mickey's decision, I think that actually could be good, because Jimmy has definitely had a flashier game than Morgan did. So like if you're starting to look right now, if I was in final 2, what would this look like? If I was towards the end here, Jimmy would definitely be looking like he did better than me. I've got to do something else, because it's certainly possible that Morgan could claim this move down the road if things align right. So if we talk about resume building, I think there's an argument to be made that and we have to just see, that more to come.
Yeah, that's very true, and this does set up an interesting point in the game. Like I still would have liked for Jimmy to stay personally, but I saw somebody on Twitter earlier writing that like it's kind of exciting Jimmy going home, because it seems like so many people have turned on each other. People are sending their own allies home, and even though we've had 4 evictions, it feels like there's like almost a reset in the game coming, because it's like it's like any of the initial alliances or sides that we thought were forming, it feels like they've all blown up. And it's like at some point, the whole house is going to have to figure out, like, where do I fit in? Where do I really stand here?
Sure.
And it's because it's turning into one of those seasons where every time someone gets HOH, they have a target in mind. And then somehow that target is off the block and they send one of their own allies home that was like totally with them at the start of the week. And now they're gone.
I saw a TikTok, I think it was yesterday, of a girl being like, I never thought that in New Age Big Brother, I would see a season where there is a split house and both sides are Faute. And I said, oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and it's crazy to me too, to think that like every single week we've had some combination of the nominations being Kelley, Keanu, and someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And in every single week, Kelley and Keanu have managed to survive. They're still in there, and it's been someone else going home every single time.
I mean, it's definitely been fun. It's been fun. I think we've talked about Mickey enough. We could move on. Will, we didn't talk about him at all, but I don't think there was really any reason to. I have no thoughts that differ from last week. Shallow impact.
I do like Will though. He seems like the he's like the dad of the house. I like his relationship with Ava. I just don't know how well he's. It doesn't seem like he hasn't been doing that great in comps.
No.
His strongest asset for him is obviously his social game, but we'll see how long that actually can carry him. You know, I don't know.
I have nothing to add on Rylie.
Yeah, we've talked about Rylie a lot.
Yeah, I worked very hard to get the package, the pictures of his package. I did find them, but they say it as a file name I couldn't convert, and blah blah blah. So it's just a whole big mess. So
darn! I guess I'll never see it. Whatever.
Oh no, you'll see it in the group chat. We're not.
I
done
don't
with
want
this
to,
conversation,
Kyle.
but that'll be here for the Monday stream. The Monday.
I don't want to see
Mon
it.
Monday.
No,
okay.
Thank you, please.
What's Rylie packing? We're gonna show you. Ashley. Ashley.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet.
Right. I had already forgotten about it because it got so derailed here with the whole team deep dive. But Ashley did a Big Brother first, as far as we know, where she cast her vote to evict Kelley and then had a conversation. What was that? Will?
I believe it was Will, yeah.
It was Will.
Yeah.
Who used his, I guess, daddy spray.
No, Kyle.
Did you just say daddy spray?
No, Kyle. Absolutely not.
Daddy spray.
Absolutely not.
I wanted to do the Ava Mist thing, and what is
it? The daddy spray.
Just said miss.
So, what a mess. But Will has a conversation with Ashley, and she goes back into the booth and says, no, just kidding. I vote to evict Jimmy. And Julie was like, no.
I need
I was
you
like, wow, I didn't even know that
as an
Julie
audio
knew the rules
immediately.
like that.
No.
She's like,
no.
Yes.
She goes, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Like, girly,
There was so
like, I made a mistake. She's pushing her head back like
this was so good on so many. I mean, all of this was good.
Awesome. It was awesome.
The fact that Ashley walked in and Rachel being like, "No, you have to vote to keep Jimmy," and Ashley being like, "I don't know," and then going in and be like, "I don't know what to do," and then voting for Kelley and going out and seeing Will, and Will be like, "I'm not voting to keep Jimmy," and Ashley panicking, and then Julie just going, "No."
What is also so good about this is that we saw as the ending credits started rolling, Mickey is looking at Ashley and she goes, I just want to know who that second vote was. And Ashley goes, I don't know. As if Will didn't just watch it happen and is going to out her in 10 minutes. He saw it happen. He was there.
Oh God, it was so amazing. I was like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And this is my number one choice. I was like, yo, she is so bright. She's gonna be on it. She's gonna be
Oh my
running this
God.
house. And what a disaster.
Bananas.
What a disaster. It was absolutely fantastic. We had to find a clip
Insane.
of that as well for the Mon One Monday stream.
Oh, I have
Just-
Mike. I think it was Mike Bloom already posted it,
Oh,
like
thank
minutes
God.
after it happened.
Thank God, because I've never seen anything like it. Maybe we can actually pull it up before we get out of here. But Ava, I don't like her like I thought. She kind of pissed me off this week a little bit. Like I didn't like the whole
Because of the
Keanu
Keanu
thing.
thing?
Yeah, that bothered me. She's also always falling down. My mother pointed out. She's like, "Why does this girl keep falling?" So she fell last week. She fell this week, and it's like I don't remember her falling last week.
Actually, I don't know why this made me think of this, but you talking about Ava falling. Did we also see the clip this week where she was sitting out in the backyard with Rachel, and she took a drink of water and burped,
Yes!
and all of the water just came out of her mouth?
I did see that. Yeah,
That was in the Wednesday episode, I think.
Yeah, she's getting gross. She's getting gross. And
I
didn't she
love her.
also hop in a hammock with someone and then the popcorn bowl?
That was Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's really a disaster. Like if I saw her coming, I would just be like, all right, I need 6 feet.
You know, she's an aura painter, right? I feel like we should find
Yes.
another aura painter to draw Ava's aura and see what it is.
Another aura painter. Oh, Gina sent me the clip. I don't know what to do with this on Blue Sky. I don't know how to pull things up from Blue Sky. All right, you know what? You said Mike Bloom did it. All right, well, we already talked about Ava. Any other thoughts about Ava before we move on?
No.
So Keanu...
Dear too. I don't know. I still like her.
I like Ava too.
Yeah, no, I still like her. You know, she's just Keanu, I think we've kind of discussed him enough. I don't really know what the problem is.
I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really do think it was just the I'm gonna pick these people off one by one that really has like made people not about him. But again, I think that's stupid because that's what you're literally all there to do.
Right. I think that's silliness.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily said anything wrong. He's just been too vocal and too loud about it, the things he's saying, and it's rubbing people the wrong way. But that's it.
Mm-hmm. And I guess then the only other person is Kelley. That's not the other person. It's just Rachel that's not pictured. I have thoughts about her. I certainly more than I have about Kelley. Whatever to Kelley. I mean,
we talked about Kelley a lot tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like we're good on Kelley too.
Exactly. She did it to herself. Like, girl, I don't really feel that bad anymore. But Rachel, I was really feeling very, very good about her game in the beginning of this. I thought she was going to act like she wasn't a really, really big threat, and she's kind of use her powers and things to manipulate things on the back end, and then have this big resume and all these little different moves that she can convince others that she manipulated. But it's like, I don't know that she's really commanding things the way that I expected her to. She's on the wrong side of the vote again. She keeps suggesting things that don't fly. She's not winning comps. Like, is this why we don't play this game again?
I even feel like anytime that I've been tuned into feeds, like I forget she's in the house because she's just never a part of anything. Like I never see her in conversations. Like she's just never in it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing because like I see it both sides. Like she obviously is very upset she hasn't won a competition yet. But then at the same time, I know that people have like targeted some of her allies and taken some of them out, and like, but there is a part of me that feels like, because I saw somebody else recently posting about how like they thought it was kind of crazy that Rachel, a former player, former winner, was brought into the house with nothing except for being like safe in the first week, right? Because we saw Paul, he came back, he had safety for like 3 weeks or something like that, right? Other times we've seen veterans come in Right when like the season where we had the coaches, there was 4 veterans, so like you can kind of hide a little bit more because it's like I'm not the only legend that's coming back. Where it's like Rachel came in, she just had safety for week 1, she's been a have-not every week, and yet she hasn't been nominated once. You know, like I don't know if that'll change next week, but I don't really see her being like the name at the top of everyone's list next week. So it's like this is somebody that's played twice already, won once, and a month in she hasn't been nominated. So I don't know. I see like upsides and downsides to Rachel's game.
Also interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to think. I'm just not as confident in her manipulative abilities. I said it correct.
Proud of you.
All right, so I have figured out a way to get this thing on here, but I haven't figured out a way to get it on here.
Oh.
You know, because we've never actually done a share screen on here, have we?
I don't know.
Right. Also share tab audio. Do you see what I see? The back of Rachel's head?
Yes.
In the bottom thing.
Yes.
Oh, but it's not on the thing. How do we put it?
There we go. There we go.
Okay, so we can actually watch the moment in which Ashley created Big Brother histories.
Ashley sees the value in taking out an unpredictable player like Kelley. Will that be her move tonight?
She doesn't even know.
Even just this moment alone, I was like, something's going down.
Yeah, I was like, I was shocked that Julie was like, hype. Come on, Ashley.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe they're even allowing this.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Hello, Ashley.
Hi.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I vote to evict Kelley. I don't know. Shout out mom, dad, everybody. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh,
thank you.
That alone was enough for me. And then
right. And then this.
But is he ready to cross HOH Mickey with his vote?
This is crazy.
I was screaming at this point.
Look at Will just like
Jimmy, I'm so sorry I messed up. Jimmy, sorry.
No.
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 So yeah, a Big Brother first, y'all. I don't think we saw that in Canada, like literally nowhere. Like that was super exciting. That was exciting. Thank you, Ashley. Brought to you by Team Kyle.
I feel like I feel like this week they're gonna be told when you're in that hallway, all you can do is give each other high fives. There's no talking about votes. They're going to be told that for next week's eviction and for the rest of the season, there's no strategizing, talking about votes. You just walk past each other.
Ashley is being yelled at in the DR right now.
Yeah, as we speak. Feeds will be down for 2 days because of this.
They are getting admonished. Stipends are being slashed.
Yeah. Ashley's already been like put up as a nominee for her punishment. Like it's done.
She's an automatic have-not.
It's time to start wrapping things up, okay? We still have to get into our favorite segment before we get out of here, right? Yeah, we still have at least another 6 minutes. Oh, Julie. What are we wearing this week? Okay, so we've reached that point in the pod where we critique Julie's fit. Tonight she sported this this stitched looking, purpley blue number sleeveless with a nice silver watch and matching bracelet and ring. earrings are very nice as well. What you don't see from this picture that came from her Instagram is that she did have little white shoes, that
Little
did
kitten
go
heel.
nicely with this. Let us know in the comments what you thought about Julie's fit for the night. You can also continue to vote as we chat by scanning the QR code or hitting in the comments with hashtag and your response. I'm going to give this a hot.
Okay, right out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, purpley blue, you had me at that. And that was enough for me. And then the white shoes, it matched my nails to the week. So Julie, we're right here. Definitely a hot.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I
give it a hot also.
Excellent.
Yeah, I liked this a lot. I liked everything. I liked the hair. I liked the earrings. The dress I thought was very nice, and the accessories she chose. And I also very, very much liked the shoes. So good job, Julie.
Excellent. Wonderful. I'm very nervous to see what Gina has to think.
Well, Gina is pleased to report that Miss Julie got hots across the board from.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wait, hold on.
Pickleball brunch.
That's a really rough comment to have on the bottom of such jubilation.
Very funny.
Pickleball brunch mid.
I can see how it could be like country clubby, but like I like it. I like the color. I like the
I
fit.
thought it was cute.
Yeah,
I like the legs out.
Yeah, I like this. And hey, we're almost a month in and no denim yet, right? So
excellent. Yeah, no, I feel like this was saying confidence to me. Our arms are out, our legs are out. Age is just a number, baby.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. And it looks like,
and she this may be giving like pickleball brunch, country club mom, but she got to put her mom pants on when she scolded Ashley in the DR. So, I think it is pretty true to theme.
Excellent. Yeah. And I have to also say, I don't want to jinx our girl, but she's kind of been like flubless this season.
Yeah, the slip ups, the little stumbles over words and stuff, definitely less this season, I think.
Yeah, I think I think we're seeing a new Julie.
Yeah.
She's been engaged on social media. We're not getting the welcome to our show. Like
Julie a few seasons ago would have short circuited in that moment. All right. But Julie today said, no.
Yeah, I think Julie's back. Julie is back.
Maybe somebody told her that, like, hey, Arissa Cox is coming for your job. And she was like, oh, I got to step up.
She's like, hold on now. This is all I got.
She's out here telling Will she'll be a lemon drop. She's got jokes.
Right. Yeah. She's dialed in. I don't know what's different about her, but I like
She's turned it on. She's turned it on this season.
There was something I saw on Twitter also, that like swapping around hosts. And like, what if Julie hosted Survivor? And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense to me.
Oh my
God.
I would not. Could you imagine Julie in Fiji?
No. She'd have to be airlifted in for every single thing. Like she would not be staying out there at all. Like, I don't care how nice you make it. She's not going to be that removed. Absolutely not.
Yes.
What a disaster, Julie.
Yeah, I can't picture Julie doing the Jeff like, that's how you do it on Survivor. Like,
because she's not that excited.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same coming from Julie.
Julie Tribal Council, I would pay a lot of money for, though. I got to be honest.
I think all the metaphors would throw her, because like the metaphors only make sense if you actually know what's going on in the game, and like Julie doesn't. So she's like, I don't know what that was supposed to be. Are you available?
So she wouldn't be able to ask them about anything. She'd be like, all right, so what do you guys want to talk about? So you talk amongst yourselves. I'll just be here.
What's everybody's rising star sign?
Yeah. I'm about to read these votes out, but first I just want to remind everybody, love one another.
This is just a game. It's so stupid. All right, let's get the hell out of here. This is way later than we're supposed to be here. So what are we doing this week upcoming? There's another BB Unlocked that's on tomorrow night. My mother said it's a complete snoozer. Did anybody watch the other one? I didn't bother because my mother was like, absolutely not, no.
I was at work and I skipped it. I'm sorry.
Skipped it. Did you watch, John?
No. I saw that it was available. I pressed play. I saw about 30 seconds and went, I don't want to watch this, and turned it off.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's on tomorrow. We definitely will not be discussing it going forward because I won't be watching either. So that means we have Sunday's episode at 8:00 Eastern. And are we finally back on Monday? Are we back? I think so.
I might have to work on Monday.
I mean, well, Gene and I can still carry the torch.
Yeah. You guys should.
Available.
Yeah, you guys should still do it. I feel like the other times that we've been unavailable to do on Monday have been, life happening, extenuating circumstances. Right. This is just me having to go to work. So, if you guys want to stream on Monday, I just don't know that I'll be here because I don't even know what I'm working that night.
Okay, well, we should be here. I think the two
Katy
of us
Perry.
Torch.
I'll be at Katy Perry's crappy concert.
Oh. Damn.
I mean, I actually would like to be there. I think she'd be a lot of fun. But like, it's not going to be the best show you ever saw, but you would have a good time. She's got a lot of bops that people forget were Katy Perry. Like, I put a little respect on her name.
I
don't know that her performance quality has kept up.
Right. I've heard that this particular tour has been rough.
Not great.
But does it matter if you've been drinking and you're just having a nostalgic night? Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I saw Ja Rule 2 weeks ago. I mean, all right, well, first of all, before we even talk about Ja Rule, I mean, Eve was just walking around with the microphone down and the music just playing. I mean, she wasn't even trying. It was a super good time. And is this Ja Rule of yesteryear? No. But if you're having a nostalgic night, you got to know what you're going to when you go to Katy Perry. That's really where I'm going with this. Your expectations cannot be that high. She was never that fantastic. The best thing she ever did was the Super Bowl performance. And that was surprisingly good, right? Because you sat back oh, who cares? And it's oh, wait a minute. Okay. Right? But other than that, I mean, she's always kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But her music's really fun. You have a good time, Last Friday night, because who knows the words? It doesn't matter. You're having a good time.
Baby, you're a firework.
Right. Baby, you're a firework. Baby, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter because at this point you put your drink in the air. You're like, oh, it doesn't matter.
I do feel like a plastic bag.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I'm like a lion roar. It doesn't matter. You're not going there to see cinema. You're going there to just get drunk and have a good time. So anyway, so you have a good time at work. We'll be talking about Big Brother. Monday at 8:30 Eastern. That's what we do. We usually get into the Sunday night episode and then we dive into some spoilers and stuff. So that's very, very fun. Because if you're a feeder, you know that the veto ceremony actually happens on Monday afternoon. So yeah, Monday nights can definitely be a lot of fun. So that'll be that. And then we have our jumbo episode on Wednesday on the television. That'll be on the 13th. And then we'll be back here on the 14th right after the eviction. And I think that's your week ahead. Anything else for the benefit of the community?
The only other thought that I have is just that I think it's a crime that we're a month into this and still haven't had a live HOH competition. I feel like this season, each of these seasons are 3 months or so, around 3 months, and I feel like we should be getting at least one live HOH comp, or at least an HOH comp that we can watch on the feeds once a month. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired of getting to an end of an eviction episode every single week, and Julie being "Go to the feeds to see what the house guests are up to. You can watch it 24/7."
I've had pulled up this entire podcast, and it's still on cat.
Me too. And I'm so stop telling us you can watch it 24/7. Stop telling us that.
Well, I guess it has to be on Catnap because the Californians haven't caught up yet. So
and that's fair, but we have done streams where the West Coast still haven't seen it, and we've been able to watch what's going on feeds if it's a wall comp or something.
And don't be too much of a naysayer here because it's still very exciting to go in with a blockbuster. That's why we're not getting an HOH because you're not going to have two comps in one episode. So let's be easy. Maybe we'll get them later. You don't think it's a nice trade if we do pre-jury? We're getting these blockbusters. We're getting a comp a night. It's very, very exciting, and then you get into the live HOH thing. So We
And
don't want
remind
to
me that
naysay too much. I don't want them to think we don't like the Blockbuster.
no, we love the Blockbuster. And the AI
Yeah.
Arena was specifically pre-jury, yeah? It ended at jury
It
last
was. It
season?
was.
I think I've
Yeah.
heard from the house guests in there that this season it's the same thing, is that once jury starts, this is over. I just feel like you could still have the Blockbuster comp during the eviction episode and then do one of those comps where it's like, all right, head to the live feed so you can watch the
Yeah,
HOH
maybe like an
competition.
endurance thing or something. That I would agree with.
Right.
Yeah.
And then after that,
if the trade is a live HOH or this live Blockbuster, I think for the beginning, I kind of like the live Blockbuster, and then like we can move, because if you're going to end that, then I do want to start seeing some live comps. But
Right.
like if that's the trade, more to come.
Yeah,
because
that's
my
fair.
vote could shift. My vote could shift.
That's fair. I just don't think it's a lot to ask that like we can watch one HOH comp live or on
that
feeds
I agree with.
just once a month. That's it.
And
how many weeks of this show? Only 3 of those weeks we get to actually watch the comp. Like that would be fun.
I want them to bring back that like when they hang on to the thing and they spin around. I feel like we haven't seen that in a few years.
No, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I feel like the last time we saw that was when Tiffany was swinging around. No, Blue didn't Blue swing.
Oh, you're right. I also just like somebody was mentioning on Twitter. They were like, "This would be a great group for Pressure Cooker," but
yeah, it would, especially when the inclusion with the Blockbuster whole thing, because like so many things change and like at the drop of a dime. So it'd just be very interesting to see what conversations kind of happen, like, post thing. Yeah.
But that's all I got. Sorry to hold us up.
Okay. No, I think we're good. Thanks all for hanging. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. Thanks for a great night, and happy Thursday.